Hello. So we are back again, and I hope you had a very good food. Now we will be playing the second part with a different raga, different type of melody and different composition. Our music actually is very spiritual, very divine. And one more thing which we missed to tell you earlier when we began is it is like we may plan that we will go to there, we will perform, something happens. But in reality, what I believe or what we believe is it just connected in such a way that in Chiang Mai there was no concert for us. All the concert, all the hospitality, all the arrangements were made by our honorary consul sir. And you can see the legendary, we call him the god of music, late Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma ji. We all have been blessed that we have got in his our time and we could listen to his music. And we are getting to know of his music through different social media platforms and recordings, CDs, cassettes. I hope and I pray that we may all get his divine blessings, that we can learn more and perform as follow his legacy. Thank you so much. So Arnab ji will say a few words about the performance and then we start.
Good evening. Thank you very much for coming back again with so many people again and with so many blessings. Itself makes us more motivated to perform again for the second time. Thank you so much. So now the rag is a combination of notes, depends on the mood which has been taken. Indian classical rag is very rich because it has been derived from sometimes from nature, sometimes from the chantings of the old mandirs and the temples, and sometimes depending on the nature like the rains and the spring season. So based on those ambience, the rag has been created, or the modes have been created, or the combination of notes has been created. And depending on the timing as well, like in the morning time, when we wake up in the morning, generally we play rag like Bhairav, Bhairavi, Ahit Bhairav, and so many other things. And the late night, there are some rags which soothes you at night, like the rag Jog, Darbari Kannada, and many other rags. And it is something which is very scientific, because in each and every rag, the combination of the notes has got some couple of frequencies, which actually helps us in the nervous system. So that, because in each part of the day, our nerves work in a different way. So it actually stimulates all those nerves at that point of time. So that's why we like to feel those rag, because if I start playing rag Bhairav at this point of time, maybe we won't like it because we are not ready for it. And because the Bhairav is sometimes played in the, every time it's played early in the morning before the dawn, the sun rises and all. So these rags are the combination of the notes, which actually depends on the mood, and this is how we go forward. And in the best part in Indian classical music is there is nothing scriptive. There is no scripts, no notations has been written. So as I said, it is a combination of notes. So the same rag is being played since, maybe some rags are played for 400 years, 500 years. There's a rag called Malhar, Miyaki Malhar, which Miya Tansen has actually made it. The combination he has made it. That's what it's called, Miyaki Malhar, because he was called as Miyaka Tansen. So it is generally played in the rainy season, because when you play the rag, you feel that the rains is happening. There is rag called Megh Malhar. You feel that there's a thunder, there are clouds. And of course, Nilimej was telling me not to play those rags in the open air today. So these are the rags. This is the formation of the rag. And Indian classical music is another way, it is very purest form, because this combination and the rag combination is there maybe thousands and thousands of years ago. Because in old, before the Mughals or before the other people came to invade India, there were only three kinds of music which was there in India. One was called Dhrupad Sangeet, one was called Prabandh Gayaki, and one was called Haveli Sangeet. So Dhrupad Sangeet was the Sangeet which was actually used to chant the beauty of the god. Sometimes it can be Lord Shiva, it can be Lord Durga, Ma Kali, all these gods and goddesses. So there was another another form of music was called Prabandh Gayaki. Prabandh Gayaki is the song or the compositions which generally people used to sing at own place, like mother to son, and this is the form of the music. Another song was called the Haveli Sangeet, which was played in the court of the Maharajas or the princes on the court. So later on, a Sufi person who came to India, his name is Amir Khusru. He came to India. He is the stalwart of Sufi music, especially two kinds of music called Kaul and Kalbana, which is nowadays we call it as Qawwali. So he just came to India and he traveled all over India and he started merging those Sufi music with Indian classical Prabandh Gayaki, Haveli Sangeet and Dhrupad Sangeet. And there we formed a different form of music which we nowadays play. It's called the Khayal, Thumri, Kajri, all those songs. This is how, because he traveled various parts of India, northern India especially. So that's why you will find in the northern Indian part, it's more of into melody. All the rags is being played in a melody, and in the southern part you will find more into rhythms. They are more into rhythms, the fractions and everything. So he traveled all over India and he started playing this khayal. Khayal is the thoughts. Like people started writing stories. For very common stories are about Lord Krishna, his mother, like his playing with his mother, Yashoda, and all those things. These are the khayal. And some rags, as I said, that it was played for chanting, like to show the Shiv Tandav, like sometimes like goddess Durga, sometimes to describe goddess Saraswati. So last time I played Rag Bhageshri yesterday, which was Bhageshri is another name of Rag goddess Saraswati, and I played it to describe how beautiful she is. So now I'll be playing the rag which is called Bairagi. Bairagi is a rag which is you oftenly, like it's a rag which is around 2,000, 3,000 years old, this combination of these notes. It was used to describe your Lord Shiva, and before the Shiva did the Tandav or the dancing of the Shiva. So the first I'll be playing the Alap, which is the very silent mode of the Shiva, like when Shiva is silent, just before it happens in our normal daily life, before the thunder comes, before the storm comes, everything is so silent. So it's same happened with while the dancing of the Shiva. So I'll be playing that Alap, which is actually the silent mode. Then we'll slowly we'll get into the Tandav of the Shiva. Tandav of the Shiva, how he danced, how he, because sometimes it's said because of his Tandav, because of his dancing, this entire world was created. So I slowly move into the Tandav of the Shiva and request you to listen to it and feel it, that of Lord Shiva. Hope you will enjoy. Thank you. It's Rag Bairagi. Good question. Which tal or which alap, and then teen tal, and if time permits, then an ek tal bandish, and if time permits, then a jhap tal bandish, and if time permits, then a rupak bandish, So we'll go according to the flow because, as I said, it is not cryptic. So it moves on with the flow. So basically, I'll start off with Teen Tal and let's see how it happens. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. thank you so very much for blessing us, for motivating us. It's really been a great honor, as I said, a really great honor and privilege to get this opportunity to perform on this particular stage. And all the credit goes to Krishna sir for giving us this opportunity and making this possible. We hope, and we were just planning that we will write a joint petition to extend his service for another 5-6 years so that Indian classical music get promoted here as a monk. Thank you so very much for being here. Stay well and stay musical always. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Oh, acha.
And not the least, also the entire team of Consulate of India. Thank you so much for these enormous efforts, your support, your blissful place. Also thanks to our sound, also to those who have served our foods here, and to all of you, those who have made your time to join us. Our heartiest gratitude to the entire team of Consulate of India, and regards to our Honorary Consul, sir. Namaskar. Good night. Any queries, questions, you can ask us.
Yeah, sorry. As we have committed, if you have got any questions, any queries, it's so rhythmic. So, if you have got any questions, any queries, please do ask us regarding music, regarding instruments, regarding Indian classical music. You can ask any questions, any queries if you have them. So, yes, please. No, I have a microphone, but I don't have a speaker. You have to speak either loud or on a mic. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to know that, especially from a point of view of a child, since you said you played from when you were very young.
That's right.
What would be your internal aspiration as an instrumentalist or a musician? What is your limit? Like, where would your experience take you as a musician?
First of all, as a musician, or not as a musician, as a creative person, you shouldn't have any limit. Because if you set a limit, that means you're creating a foundation in yourself. Because if you reach that limit, after that you have nothing else to achieve. So you have nothing else to create more. So first of all, as a creator, as a musician or a painter, as anything, whoever is in a creative line, you shouldn't have a limit first. Secondly, as an instrumentalist, instrument is something which is, first of all, if you're a vocalist, the vocal is something which you can control. It's inside you. You can control, you can train it. Instrument is something which is an external thing. So we treat the instrument, or we use the instrument or practice the instrument in such a way that it becomes our external limb for us. So you have to be very passionate, very, very, very passionate about the instrument, as an instrumentalist, so that whatever you feel like, as I said, Indian classical music is all about feelings. Whatever you feel like, it comes out through your instruments. The emotions, the sentiments, it comes out through instruments. So as an instrumentalist, I will always aspire that whoever is an instrumentalist, whoever is into music, treat this instrument, his instrument, not as a external thing. It's a part of your limb, it's a part of your body. So treat like that, and as the way you do it, your instrument speaks for yourself. This is the only thing.
I do have a second question for you.
Sure.
As a teacher, I would always want to know that you, as a person who goes around the world,
Right.
what would we encourage our children to do eventually? Because I'm not interested in the academics, but how would you say that all the children across the world, what is their opportunity for music? Like,
I'll give you a classic example. Last 3 years back, I went to Mauritius And in Mauritius, what I found was it's 72% of them are Indians, maybe third generation, fifth generation, fourth generation. So, first of all, the first thing that we need to do is every school and colleges should have music and physical training in their academics as a compulsory subject since birth, like since nursery. Music and the physical training is not an extracurricular activity. You shouldn't treat this as an extracurricular activities because this is also a science. Now, music therapy is treated as a science in many colleges abroad in US. So, first, if it comes into this compulsory subject in academics, because nowadays what we do is, before the exam, the first thing we ask our child, stop playing music, stop playing sports, because it is taking your time away from your studies. But we don't understand this music, as I said, it's a science. Each and every note affects your nervous system, which actually keeps you stress-free, cool, so which actually helps you in making yourself very focused to the academics. So always, I would appreciate that always if we can encourage each and every child to be a musician. It can be any music of his choice. It shouldn't have to be very classical. It can be jazz, it can be rock, it can be anything. But it has to be a music. There should be some notes in it. So it will actually help the child in future. And secondly, if we are talking about opportunity, I'm talking about myself, I've taken music as a professionally very late. Because I started learning when I was 4.5 years old. He started when he was 2 years old. So at least he started since he has taken professionally long back. But I was an engineer. I'm clearly saying that I was an engineer. I was an MBA graduate. I was working good. Then I came to music. What I say is we call it as PhD in music. PhD is the patience, H is the honesty, and D is how much you devote into the music. If you are doing the PhD in the music, maybe the goal will be little further, or your outcome will be maybe takes 2 years more or 3 years more, but definitely will give you a return with interest. Music and education, if you invest in it, it will definitely give you a return with interest. Right. So, and nowadays, when we started music, there was no such platforms, like there was no social medias, there was no YouTubes. We had to send CVs, print out CVs, and now we have got so many technical things which is helping us, like YouTube, SoundCloud. There are so many things. You can start creating. Maybe first day it will be worst, second day it will be worst. But if you are continuously into the creating it, if you are continuously into making something new, one day it might come that one song or one track can lead your life forever. So never stop. If you're a musician or if you're a creator, as I always say, not only a musician, if you're a poet, if you're a painter, if you're anything, if you're a creator, never ever stop. Never ever stop. The day you stop, that means your creation is gone. Maybe you are leaving the other audience or the persons, they are just missing your creation. You might create the next thing, something new. So never ever stop as a creator. Keep on creating, keep on creating. And one fine day you yourself will never know that when we got the national award. I got the national award when I was at the age of 13. At the age of 13. And I got the national award. I never went to the studio I'll be playing something to get the national award. I never knew what was the meaning of a national award. I never knew what was the meaning of a president. I played it, and I played with my honesty from my side. And after 8 days or 9 days, I get to know that, okay, I'm going to get a national award for this thing. So never stop creating, keep on creating. And it will, as I said, it will give you a return with interest. So never stop as a creator. Thank you. Any more questions? No. Acha.
Hello, I'm Sangam Kothari. I would know, how did you all both get together?
We knew each other since long. Because he was playing with other musicians. Now also he plays with many other legendary musicians. Even I keep on playing. In the year of 2015, there was a big concert happened in India, in Kolkata. In fact, that's what called the Duet Festival. The first time an entire Indian conference where the duet performance will happen, like me with a sitar player and two tabla players. So then we first got the opportunity to perform. on the stage together. We have performed earlier. We knew each other. We were speak over the phone. We chatted. Everything happened, but never we played on the stage. So on 2015, we first played together, and in October, no? On Teachers' Day. He's very good with numbers, so he can remember the dates and timing. So on the Teachers' Day, we performed first. In the month of October, he came to my house. Again, we got busy with our own world, and he came to my house, and he said that his ancestral home was in Dhaka, Bangladesh. And I was actually planning to go to Dhaka because every year, maybe thrice or 4 times I visit Dhaka. It's some place because I believe that's the only foreign country from India where we can speak in our local language, Bengali. So we were planning to go to Dhaka. So he came to me and he said that his ancestral home is in Dhaka and he want to go to Dhaka. So, and it's by God's grace, we called up Dhaka, some people, and there were 16 concerts that got arranged in 11 days. So morning, night, morning, night, morning, night. In the morning, we were performing in the television. In the evening, we were performing online. Hey, bro, on stage. So that's how we started. Then somehow people started blessing both of us. They wanted to see us together on stage every time. And now, till date, we have performed. Till date, we have performed around more than 2,500 concerts, and more than 300 concerts out abroad together. And many a times we thought of departing with each other because like it's a very jokingly I'm saying, like my wife started saying that he's my sultan. So because most of the time we spend together, because we'll be going back to Kolkata we'll be reaching our home on 1st of June. 5th of June again we'll be meeting on a concert in Kolkata. 7th we are again traveling. From 7th till 13th we are again traveling. Again we'll be back home for 5 days. 5 days. Again we'll be going out for I believe 11 days for Malaysia and Singapore tour. So in a year, 7 months we stayed together. And the worst part is that happened last year. I was traveling to Durban, South Africa, Durban, and all those places. And he was traveling to Europe, some other places. And fortunately or unfortunately, we had a series of concerts in Chennai, Pondicherry, Bangalore, Kerala. We had a series of concerts, South Indian tour. And we both landed and we both met on 14th of February, which was termed to be as Valentine's Day. And in this entire universe, I was the only person who was waiting for another guy on a Valentine's Day in an airport for 3 hours. Because so now with all your blessings, people want to see us both on stage. And now people have started saying that we are twin brothers, which is an appreciation for me because he's 10 years younger than me. People says that we are twin brothers, which actually takes into like I'm very young. So I'm taking as an appreciation he won't take because he's 10 years younger to me. No, but with all your blessings, yeah. But music is something which is keeping us young and healthy. And so here only some person said that I look like 25. We look 25, 26 years old. So I called up my wife that, okay, look, I'm still on the go. But yeah, with all your blessings, people want to see us. Many a times it had happened that I was supposed to go on a different tour. He was supposed to go on a different tour because he's quite famous back in the hometown. So many musicians want to take him as an accompanist or maybe sometimes solo. But fortunately it happens that some tours or some programs comes where they want both of us to see together. So now people go ask us that it's not only Arnab Bhattacharya or Nilimesh Chakravarti. People says that we are having a concert of Arnab Nilimesh or so something like that, which we appreciate and we feel blessed for that. So thank you so much. Any other questions? No. Yes, sir. I was expecting from you.
So I just did some quick math. So
math?
Yeah.
She's the teacher of math.
So you guys have been performing together for around 7 years, and you're saying that you have been playing around 7 months a year together? And
7 to 8 months in a year, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm curious that how how can you run up 2,500 gigs together?
Because if you come to Kolkata, half of the time, as I said, that for the 7 days when we are in Kolkata, he's at my place only. I have a studio at my place. So, in the lockdown, I'm just giving a small example. In the lockdown for 4 months, like March, April, May, June, July. From August and September. So, September we started touring again. Within this 5 months, we both of us played 137 concerts for Indian embassies. Sitting at home. Online concerts. And these are all in the Facebook. Because the question that you asked us is something which people challenged when we were in Kolkata. So that's why we started putting the posters on the Facebook and many other social sites so that they can count. So
I will say something, sorry to interrupt. Look, I say you one thing. It's how happened, 2,500 concerts are just the numbers. And what you told is the 7 to 8 months we are out. And we also perform in our country, in India, There are some days I remember we performed a morning concert at 4 to 6.
I'll give you a classic example. I'm sorry to interrupt. In a day, it's a record. In a day, we performed in India in 5 states. Early morning in Delhi for the inauguration of an Delhi museum, music museum, which was inaugurated by Amjad Ali Khan Sahab. So we had to perform there in the morning in Delhi. In the afternoon, we played in Chennai. It's called Dakshina Chitra. It's a museum again. In the evening, we performed in Bhubaneswar. At night, we performed in Kolkata. Again, at late night, we went to Chennai again to perform in a classical concert. So in a day, in a day, we performed in 5 different states in India.
Wow, that's very impressive.
It is. Secondly, in a day, we performed in Singapore. In the morning, there's a place called CIFAS in Singapore. It's a very, very, very big organization. In the morning, we performed in CIFAS. Next, we performed in Malaysia. There's a jazz club. The person who was there from Kuala Lumpur, he must be knowing. It's called No Black Tie. It's a jazz club. We performed in Malaysia. We came to Australia. We performed in Sydney. And again at night we came back to Kolkata. We performed at the whole night concert in Calcutta. Unfortunately, we were traveling for almost 37 to 38 hours. We couldn't meet our family. So we were performing, taking flight, 48 hours, within 48 hours. We were performing, playing, and in India, if you go through our social page, like in Rajasthan, I'm giving another example. Like last year in July, August and September in Rajasthan, we went to Rajasthan for 28 days. We performed 55 concerts in Rajasthan, entire Rajasthan. We have got within 20. There was no concerts happens in Jaisalmer, and we went there for 2 days. We had a concert, and another day it was something stupid we did. We went from Jaisalmer to Karachi border by biking within the 3rd days at a 52 degrees centigrade. So it's madness. So that's not counted, but it was like so many concerts in a day. So people from India started writing to us that, are you playing free of cost? Or are you seriously playing this? So things happen. Like I'm talking about this quick maths. So not only you, like people from India, from our hometown, many musician friends keeps on writing that, are you playing free of cost? Are you seriously playing? Are you really playing this? And secondly, when we are in Kolkata, I'm a studio, so we perform, we keep on recording. In fact, we have a recording, we are reaching on 1st, 3rd, 4th, he'll be at my place for recording for 2 concerts, because there's an online big concert happens called VUC, VIEWCY. You can check through the website. We'll be performing for VUC. 4th, we have a recording. 5th, we are performing live, 2 concerts at a single day. Like with an 3 hours difference, 2 concerts in a day. And after that, 6th, we are free. 7th to 13th, we'll be traveling, and we'll be having 11 or 12 concerts. He's good with numbers, so those concerts. So it's a blessing.
It helped, I hope. For now, if we calculate so much, we forget our music.
And if you want the real numbers, you can mail me. Just I can with the mail
We
time
keep a
and
count,
the phone numbers
actually.
of the.
Just ask you tomorrow or later.
Yeah, sure, please do.
So this is a very good time we spent together. And questions regarding music, if you are wanted to ask anything, you please ask. And to verify, we are human beings, we are not almighty, and we are just doing our best. We all are learning, as I said earlier. There is no one teacher, and everything is an experience to us. We learn every day. So I really thank again to the entire team and all of you, those who have turned up here. If you have any more questions regarding music, you are really welcome to ask. And now one question from my side to all of you. How many of you will learn or try to play Indian classical music?
At least start listening to it.
There is few fingers I saw, few hands. Fingers also could be count. So I can promise, or I can just understand, if sir is here for another 10 years, we will see if it is possible. I am sure this city will be the very good in music all over the places in Thailand, not only in Chiang Mai. And really thankful to you all for joining us today. My regards, our regards to all of you, and see you again very soon. Namaste.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, please.
How far you are exploring yourself for your instrument. That reminds me of your color order experience. So I would like to narrate very briefly about that experience, because that is very interesting. Very, very interesting.